I don't think I was prepared for this movie. Steve wasn't prepared for this movie. Welcome back to the Spectral Frame. Today we're getting into one of my most anticipated movies of the year, Bong Joon Ho's Mickey 17. It stars Robert Pattinson as a weirdo named Mickey who strives to find his value and his place in a new world after, dying 16 times. Taco Steve, that's 7 more lives than you have. Any comment? I didn't think so.
I wanted to get off of Earth.
You're applying to be an expendable?
Yeah.
You read through the whole application.
I should have read through it.
Once you die, we'll print a new version of your body.
Mickey 17 is about the titular Mickey, a dim-witted so-called expendable who signs up for a space mission to colonize an ice planet. At least they don't have to worry about global warming. What makes Mickey an expendable is that he gets absolutely fucking murked over and over again in horrible, grotesque ways to advance the mission as well as science on the new planet. His limbs are cut off, he gets radiation poisoning, he's exposed to these horrible new viruses, he's bleeding from every orifice. It's awful, dude. Luckily, they save his consciousness and they print out a new version of Mickey after he dies so he can go on more certain death missions. Anyway, the 17th iteration of Mickey was thought to be dead, but he miraculously survives, so when he gets back to the hub, he finds that they've already printed another Mickey, Mickey 18. There's 2 of them now, and hilarity ensues. But also heartbreak and romance and action and a possible war. So much stuff! I love this movie.
There really was an unknown virus in the air. Lethal one.
See you tomorrow.
Like I said in the beginning, I love Bong Joon Ho, and Mickey 17 was one of my most anticipated movies of the year. In 2019, I saw Parasite and was absolutely blown away, so I came home and dove into all its back catalog, and I became obsessed with it. There's so much to love about Mickey 17, and I had such a good time with it, but I do have to admit, it didn't really affect me as much as things like Parasite or even The Host did, and I'm not really sure why yet. I'm still kind of working it out, so while I work on that, let's hop on over and get into my likes.
Fellow pioneers, almost every single one of you will be remembered throughout history.
In classic Bong Joon Ho fashion, Mickey 17 is way more than just a sci-fi movie. It's comedy, it's drama, it's satire, it's personal and introspective, but it's also a commentary on modern society as a whole. There's a lot of stuff going on here. What I would say is most important though is that it all works. Like all of those elements alone are enough for an entertaining film, but in Mickey 17, it's all here, baby, and it all works together really organically with the plot. Nothing felt like it was shoehorned in, and we didn't have to take any crazy extraneous detours to make any points. That's fucking hard to do, and I think it's definitely an achievement of the writing.
They made me work my ass off, giving me one mission after another.
Next on my likes list is the immersive world. We are thrust into a wild new world where a group of people who believe in the colonial dreams of former politician and current madman Kenneth Marshall all buckle down to make life work and figure out how to make it viable for humans on this new ice planet. The story mainly takes place on their spaceship, which also acts as their housing and main infrastructure once they land on the planet, and despite it being a new planet full of possibilities, it's really stark and oppressive feeling. Like it's an ice planet, so outside there's really nothing going on, it's just snow and ice. But inside of the ship, it's also all gray and dark and dreary, and even the food they get is lifeless and has no color to it. It's like those weird little things that gym bros eat a bunch of to up their protein. It feels kind of like that. All of that, of course, is completely counter to how their leader, Kenneth Marshall, and his wife get to live in pure opulence. Their living quarters have bright colors and tasty food, and Kenneth even hosts this weird late night TV show to boost his own ego. It's so bizarre. It totally reminds me of those vanity movie projects with middle-aged white dudes running around in black tank tops with guns, trying to prove they're still badasses.
It's me again.
It's okay that you have to take boner pills. I'm not here to judge.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
Oh god, I'm having a heart attack. Anyway, seeing the dynamics on the ship of the 1% versus everyone else is a really great visual representation of the class divide going on here, and it really sucked me into this world.
Every time I died, they just printed me out again. Everyone asks, what's it feel like to die?
Next on my list of likes is the characters. No matter where you land with this movie, I don't think there's any denying that it's full of complex and compelling characters. Mickey 17 himself is like this meek guy who, after dying over and over and over again, really struggles to regain his humanity from the people at the top of the food chain who decide his fate. But Mickey 18, his double, is like the absolute opposite of him. He's like punk rock Mickey. He's a rough, hot-headed version of Mickey who questions things. Then we have Mickey's girlfriend Nasha, who had me going in circles about her. Is she good? Is she bad? Is she crazy? Yes. But also no. I love this character. We also have Mickey's scumbag friend from Earth, Timo, but the true unhinged characters in this film are the cult-like, insane leaders, Kenneth Marshall and his wife, Yifa. They're both, of course, satirical characters, but they also have so much depth and cringe to offer. This whole new environment is obviously a microcosm, and the characters within it are representative of certain kinds of people, but through their stories, I think it really starts to reveal this deeply unsettling picture of our modern-day society back here on Earth. Personally, I think this is brilliant, if not a little heavy-handed at times.
You think you get to decide who lives and who dies, you idiot!
Next on my list of likes is the acting. Piggybacking off my last point, the cast of Mickey 17 is stacked. We have Robert Pattinson playing all of the versions of Mickey with different characterizations and voices. We have Naomi Ackie as Nasha, Steven Yeun as Timo, Toni Collette as Yifa, and playing her husband, Kenneth Marshall, is Mark frickin' Ruffalo, who is perfect for this role. Everyone gives insane performances and brings an added depth to the script that I think could lose some of the nuance if given to less skilled hands. Mark Ruffalo's performance for me is on the same level as what he gave for Poor Things in 2023. It's just unhinged. I don't know what it is about Mark Ruffalo. Like, I've never disliked him in anything, but over the last few years, he's been turning in these fucking insane performances. Like, more Ruffalo, dude.
Ship was filled with mostly dickheads.
Next on my list of likes is obviously the direction. There's a lot of moving parts and characters and through lines, but they all pay off in really satisfying ways that aren't confusing or glossing over anything. He's juggling a lot of balls here. I should rephrase that. He's handling a lot of spinning plates, but I don't really have that much more to say. Like, he's an acclaimed director for a reason. Next on my list of likes, I briefly want to shout out the creature design. I don't want to say too much and give away any spoilers or anything, but the creature design is really cool, and on top of that, they're also given these like really unique personalities. They're handled with the same kind of reverence that all the human characters are also handled with in the story, and I think it's really cool. I want more Bong Joon Ho creature features, dude. Like, I want his version of Tremors. That would be awesome.
That's when everything changed.
Last on my list of likes is the big themes and metaphors. Mickey 17 handles everything from love, life, death, colonialism, classism, cult mentality, other things that start with C. But it's all wrapped up in such a personal story that I think it can hit for everyone. Metaphor-wise, there's a lot to dig into, especially with the creatures on the new planet, but if you're more of a casual moviegoer and you just want to go and kick it and enjoy yourself, this still delivers. This isn't some uber-intellectual, inaccessible piece of art made for middle-aged white guys with mustaches. I would know. I breathed it in, it tastes like shit. I will say that the marketing definitely doesn't capture the scope of Mickey 17, but I think we all kind of know now that trailers are a scam and that you shouldn't really expect too much from them. Or you should expect everything if it's a horror movie. Anyway, those are my exhaustive likes, so we gotta hop on over to the dislikes section.
Multiple.
In the case of multiples, we exterminate every individual.
To be honest, I don't really have that many dislikes from Mickey 17. Again, without getting into any spoilers, there was one minor character that I wish they would have fleshed out a little more. It didn't really take away from anything and probably wasn't necessary, but my girlfriend and I did talk about it for a while afterward. Next on my dislikes list is the length. At 2 hours and 17 minutes, I don't think it was like exceptionally long, and I understand why it is the length it is, but I do have to say towards the end I was feeling a little bit fidgety. To be fair, I also drank a concerning amount of liquid and almost pissed my pants at the start of the third act, but that's kind of on me. Why would theaters give you a gallon of soda?
This is a fight to the death.
Last and most nebulous on my dislikes list is the fact that this film didn't really hit me as hard as other Bong Joon Ho films from the past. I really liked Mickey 17, and maybe I hyped myself up a little too much, but I remember leaving Parasite in the host just feeling gobsmacked. I think this film is just as nuanced and funny and scary and thrilling, but it didn't hit me in the feels like some of his other work. My only explanation for this is that I think we're missing some of those gut punch moments where we really feel the heartbreak and we really feel like the walls are coming in on us. Again, it doesn't detract from the enjoyment I got out of it, but it definitely doesn't feel as powerful. Sound off in the comments if you want to dissect that one. But for now, we gotta head over to IMDb and see what those clowns have to say, the 10 stars and the 1 stars. Alright, as of this recording, Mickey 17 has a 7.1 on IMDb. I think I would personally put this closer to an 8 or an 8.5. Our first 10-star review comes from La 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 Lisa. Mickey 17 is a brilliantly executed satire that I would highly recommend. Going in with minimal spoilers makes the experience even better. I think I say this a lot, but try to go into this movie without knowing anything about it. I guess if you watch this review, we already f***ed that up for you, but still, if you want to see this movie, just go see it. I agree with this. Robert Pattinson showcases incredible range, bringing depth to his characters, and his performance is truly so great. Mark Ruffalo's inspiration is unmistakable and adds another layer of brilliance to the film. Yeah, as I said, both of these performances are fantastic. Ruffalo is crushing it, and I hope he continues to get recognition for it, and Robert Pattinson, I just always want to see in weird movies. Like, he's perfect for them. It's a must-watch for fans of thought-provoking sci-fi with a satirical edge. I think I downplayed it a little bit earlier, but this is a great sci-fi film, so if you are a fan of sci-fi stuff, go see this. You're going to get a lot out of it. Alright, we have another 10-star review from R96SK. Mickey 17 is a blast. What a fun time at the cinema this was. It delivers a super engaging plot, an excellent cast, and some tremendous special effects. I, like almost everyone, love Bong Joon Ho's Parasite, but personally, I'd rank this one kind of higher. Wow, that's a hot-ass take. There's no frickin' way I would rate this higher than Parasite. Parasite crushed me, but I guess it could work for you if you're more into sci-fi or genre movies like that, but also if you don't like Korean films and you don't want to read subtitles, this is the movie for you. Robert Pattinson is brilliant as the titular character. He kills it all the way through. Naomi Ackie is as terrific though. She is smashing it in recent years. Hard to separate her fantastic performances in I Want to Dance with Somebody, Blink Twice, and this. Yes, I love her character, and I think she delivered such an awesome performance. Like I said, you don't really know how you feel about her through a lot of the movie. She's kind of all over the place, but in a way that really does make emotional sense. She crushed it here, and I cannot wait to see more stuff from her. But unfortunately, we have to take a dive down to the dumpsters and find some 1-star reviews. Alright, our first 1-star review comes from CP Hardcastle. If I could give this film less than 1 star, I would. It's a confusing cacophony of chaotic crap. Nice alliteration. The film starts with the protagonist narrating his backstory for about half an hour just so the film has a place from which to start. Narration is rarely a good thing, and that much is a very bad thing. The narration continues sporadically through the overlong runtime. You know, this brings up an interesting point. I disagree with it, but I think it's worth talking about. Mickey 17 has a lot going on, but the narration they mention does more than just give backstory. It really gives a lot of tone to what's going on. Also, it's not just like telling you, like we see all the stuff going on, it's just kind of giving additional context, so it wasn't that offensive to me, but I do see how people could be bothered by it, so, you know, I'm not hating on this too bad, I understand, but also, I big time disagree. Our last 1-star review comes from Feast Mode. Watching Mickey 17 was akin to torture. I can't explain why some movies are weird and out there in a way I love, the substance, while others feel like complete pretentious nonsense. Weird for the sake of being weird without adding any value. This perfectly describes Mickey 17. I guess speaking of weird, this is a weird take because everything's like explained, like it didn't feel like out there or strange for strangeness sake, like I don't know, everything made sense to me and I feel like the film explained it well enough organically, like I don't understand this at all. The only positives I can think of are a few sci-fi elements and a couple performances, Ruffalo and Pattinson. I thought about giving it 2 stars for these positives, but I was so angry leaving the theater, cursing under my breath for the time I just wasted. I hate this movie. This is like... I obviously don't know this person, but this feels like such a boomer response. Like, I'm angry, I don't understand it, I like these couple of people I know, and now I'm gonna go to the grocery store and assault somebody. Oh, those are the reviews. Thanks, IMDb. So would I recommend Mickey 17? Yes. Go see this movie and go see it in theaters if you can. It's got everything and it doesn't let up. If you want to dig in, it's plenty deep, but if you want to sit back and kick it and drink soda until you piss your pants, you can do that too. It's truly a wacky film that I will definitely be revisiting. Support Mickey 17 if you can. It's an original film with an original voice, and I think film-going audiences want more original stories. We're getting that. We've seen the Marvels, we've seen the book adaptations and the sequels and stuff, and we want more Bong Joon Ho. We want more Mark Ruffalo. We want more Robert Pattinson doing weird voices that activate my fight or flight response. It's fun! So what'd you think of Mickey 17? Did you like it? Did you hate it? Did you fall somewhere in the middle? Where would you rate this in his filmography? I want to know. Let me know in the comments, please. But if you stuck around this long, thank you so much. Like the video if you like it, and give me a sub if you really like it. All that stuff helps, and make sure to sign my petition so I can get movie theaters to sell me a f***ing catheter.